I'm moving in like an hour. I don't even.
Yeah. Falling into love hurts just as much as falling out of it. But I'll scrape my knees and scar my shins. I hope you never doubted that I'm down for you. Wanna hit the town, make it loud, be a clown for you. Or maybe we could be a Romeo and Juliet, except without the age difference, and we can forget the death. Cause this is love at first sight. There's no doubt in my mind. And don't ever forget about the time, cause you're mine. And I'll spend every second chilling with you. Like just that vintage Nickelodeon innocence love. Innocence the type of if we fight, let's chill and make up. You're one in a million pay stubs, but to me you're like a lottery. There's a lot of fish in the sea, but you're a catch that's so startling. Baby, I know that there's a lot to do, it's awful too. And in your past there's a lot to chew. I'll buckle up, like your burden's a weight to carry, but it lessens at a steady rate. And I'll be by your side like your phone pocketed on second dates. Honestly, I just want some acknowledgement for confidence and compliments. But maybe I'm not hitting the dot, but I'm still taking my shot. I'ma practice and go again, and you can show me around, and you can even will your friends. Like I know that they'll be talking with their dissonant whispers, but shiver me timbers if they can rock the relationship. Do you know who you playing with? I'm feeling like Midas, but you was gold to begin with. I didn't help in the slightest day.
My day needed.
Of course he's gonna hang around for more. It's sort of like a drug. It's addicting.
And ooh, girl, I'm addicted to you. You're my dopamine and joy. Make me forget and then act cold.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Just got to Korea. Pit stains. Super complicated. I will not be buying groceries tonight. Lots of weight on my shoulders. And we will be eating jjajangmyeon or corn pizza for dinner. Nice.
Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more. Lay me down behind the moon, tell me you'll be on real soon. I don't wanna wait no more. We could be dancing in the stars, we could be floating on away. As long as I'm safely in your arms, and it don't really matter where we stay. Cause space makes me sad. Cause space makes me sad.
So I ordered food. I'm also sorry my suitcases are like there, twisted. I already recorded this talking about like how immigration went. It was really scatterbrained. I recorded it my first full day in Korea, and I feel like I just didn't have my thoughts together. I was exhausted because as I was editing I was like, no, get like a whole thought across without or going off on a different tangent. Or yeah, so we're re-recording that. Today is now my 4th day in quarantine. Let's talk about my trip. Where to start? First, I flew from Indianapolis to Dallas. That was only like a 2-hour long flight. Oh, I slept. I was able to kind of half sleep during that flight, which was nice. It was a pretty full flight actually. It's one of the smaller planes, but thankfully I had a row, and I kept checking on my on the way you can internet access your seats. I had a person in between me and the person next to me, and obviously masks are required right now. Thankfully I had a space next to me. Most rows were actually full on that flight though, because it was only a 3 and 3 plane. My arrival gate was the gate directly next to the gate to leave to go to Seoul. When I got off, Jordan was there waiting for me. Her flight landed a little bit before because she flew from Atlanta to Dallas, and we were on the same flight. And we didn't plan this. The travel agency planned it, and we just happened to be on the same flight, which was really nice. Got some Chick-fil-A. This was at like 11 in the morning though. Got our visas checked. Then we got on the plane. So we were in the center section where there were 4 seats. And so there was no one next to me, an empty seat, and then Jordan. So we just had a whole row for us two, which was really nice. Most seats on that plane, it seemed like if you were not with another person, you had an empty seat. So we left Dallas, had our, I think it's a 14-hour flight to the Incheon airport. When we got there, it was still light out. By the time we left, it was dark outside. We landed at 4:30, and then I think we got out of there around 7 or so. Immediately after getting off the flight, a lady gave us 2 forms. Normally, I think they give you those forms on the plane, so I don't really know why we didn't get them on the plane. I don't know if it's something new that they're doing. So my window is open because it lets natural light in, and there's like a screen over it, so if it's kind of loud, I'm sorry. So we got those 2 forms. One's yellow, one's white. First, you go to a desk where they take your yellow form. They take your COVID test from before you flew in. So it was a COVID test that you had to have gotten within 72 hours is currently what the requirement is. It has to be within 70. You have to have gotten the results within 72 hours of your flight. And mine was well within 72 hours. So they took that form, they took your yellow form that you filled out, and they took your temperature. If your temperature is good, you move on to the next table, where they checked that we have the app downloaded on our phones. I can show you what the app looks like, that you have to have downloaded. They will ask you to do it there. Well, that's my log, but it will look like this. Look, I have to log mine for the afternoon. I haven't done it yet, that's why it's red. It turns blue after you do it. You're supposed to do it before 9 in the morning, and then again before 8 p.m. Location, they check that app. Make sure that they make sure you have it. They make sure all your information within the app is correct, and show you how to use it, and tell you that you have to use it. The third station that you go to is where they're going to call your contact. For us, it's somebody who works at our school, so we went together because we both had the same contact. So we sat at the table together. That's actually where they explained the app. The first one, they just made sure that you had it and reviewed your visa and documents. The third table is where they showed you how to use the app and called your contact to make sure that you had a place to quarantine and that you were going to that place to quarantine. Then you do like 2 immigration checkpoints. I don't know if this is normal. I've never flown to Korea before, or out of the country for that matter. So I don't know what immigration is normally like, but the first one, they had me take a picture. They reviewed my, and it was really quick. You just pull your mask down for a second. They take a picture, they do your fingerprints, and they review your visa and your passport. Honestly, I don't remember what of that they do at each of them, but it went by really quick. You just show them documents, and you're good to go. Then you go get your luggage. Once you have all your luggage with you, you go to a table and they check and see where you're going, though I don't really know what that table was for because they didn't tell us anything or do anything really for us at that table. Then you stop at 2 people who look at where you're going, and then they give you a sticker. Mine was orange, I guess because that's for Seoul. They give you a sticker of where your location is that you'll be going, and then you move on to this area that kind of looks like, I feel like I can best describe it as like a club fair or like a job fair type thing that I feel like we had in high school. There's kind of like different areas with a bunch of signs for where you're going. So I don't really know about other places because I was going to Seoul and we were looking for signs that said like taxi. So we found our taxi driver and he was really sweet. He didn't speak English very well, but he was super helpful, and Jordan can speak Korean pretty well, so she was able to talk to him using some Korean. We got all of our bags in, and it was like a luxury taxi, which I was totally fine with paying for because we had these recliners. I have footage of it. It's in like the first part of this video, and that was just so nice. After spending so long waiting in those lines, our backs were killing us. We kept like hunching over with our backpacks so that the weight would shift from our shoulders to more of our back. with a really nice taxi ride from Incheon to Seoul. It didn't feel that long, but I think it's about an hour. I was just kind of, we got to our quarantine location. The taxi driver helped us get all of our luggage out of the taxi van thing. I dropped my passport, and thankfully a lady saw it and picked it up and handed it to me. Then we're trying to get, because he dropped us off kind of at our quarantine location. I mean, it was like just a little bit around the corner, so we had to push like all of our suitcases, I don't know how far, like not a full block, but a couple buildings over. It was really difficult to push all that stuff over to our quarantine location. And the front door is locked. We're like trying to figure out how to get in. I reach in my pockets and I'm like, I don't know where my passport is. I know that lady handed it to me, but I don't know what I did with it after. So we go up into our quarantine location. I'm pulling apart my bag. I literally emptied out my entire backpack. Nothing. It's not there. It's not in any of my pockets. So I start freaking out. Thankfully, everything in that is replaceable. Did have a moment of just like, what am I doing here? Like, I can't believe I moved to a different country. I think it just all kind of hit me because everything to that point had gone so well, and I was like, I was very proud of myself for getting all this ready, figuring out everything, getting my job, just everything had gone super well. Meeting Jordan, everything was like perfect up until that point, and I think just one thing going wrong kind of had me like, oh my god. And I had kind of like just a moment of crying and feeling sorry for myself that I very obviously dropped my passport on the street somewhere. Very short. It sounds like it's happened for a long time, but it was very short because then I was like, this stuff is replaceable. I've made it. I'm safe. Everything's gonna be okay. Jordan is telling the teachers that we're in contact with that are also from our school. One of the teachers was planning on coming like within like an hour anyways. She was like, I'll look along the street for you, don't even worry about it, like I have a photocopy of my passport, like we'll be able to get a new one, like it's fine. The teacher who came to bring us water and everything found it. There were some Korean girls on the street holding it and trying to tell, I think, if she was me. She has much lighter hair than I do, but I mean, she's a foreigner, so I guess they were just like trying to see if she was me. She was also looking around in the area, so I think they were just thinking, oh, she's a foreigner, maybe she knows this person, or maybe she is this person and she's just dyed her hair. We're also all wearing masks at this time, so it's kind of hard to tell. But she noticed that they were holding something and kind of like looking at her, so she went up to them and thankfully they gave it to her and she was able to bring it up with my water. So crying episode was not necessary. Everything always works out. Now I'm just gonna be much more careful with where I place my items, especially important ones like a passport. My camera died again, but crisis was averted with the passport. I'm here, I'm safe, I am surviving in quarantine. I need to be studying more Korean for sure. Yeah, my next video is kind of my first couple days in quarantine. I've already recorded it and edited a lot of it, so that should be coming up soon. If there's anything that you want to see in a video, let me know. I want to do a tour of my quarantine kind of apartment one day when it's not messy. It's hard to find things in my suitcases, so they get a little messy sometimes. It won't be much of a tour because she is very small. Yeah, that's basically all for my moving experience. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. Should be coming up soon.